Hello, welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, January 20th. And you can see temperatures in the teens. That's down near normal. Normal lows around 14 degrees. And we're going to see pretty much near normal temperatures right on through the earlier middle part of next week. Today will be the coldest of the days with highs only in the low 20s. But then I think 25 to 30 degrees will pretty much cover the rest of the week. Low to mid 30s as we get late into the weekend into early next week. We got a chance of snow again today. Not a whole lot, just a light snowfall pattern that'll be moving through the area, anywhere from a trace to an inch. And then over here by Lake Michigan, you could see 2 or 3 inches of snow there where there are winter weather advisories. But again, this will not be a big deal. And if we look at it on the weather map this morning, you can see an area of low pressure all the way from the Great Lakes to the Gulf Coast with a couple of low pressure systems. Neither one of these are very strong, and they'll quickly move off to the east. This is not the storm that's going to be affecting the big cities in the east. And boy, it could be a monster storm for some of those areas. And this will be fun to track over the next several days as we get into the weekend. You can see on radar that area of snow showers with about 1 to 3 inches from the Ohio and Tennessee Valley off into the mid-Atlantic states here over the next 24 hours. But again, this will not be a big deal. Lighter snows to the north. If we put the forecast into map into motion for tomorrow morning, you can see this is the big storm that's going to be developing across Texas. It'll move to the northeast towards Chesapeake Bay, and that's going to bring an area of extremely heavy snow as it moves to the east and very powerful winds. In fact, winds as we get into the weekend near the shoreline could approach hurricane strength. So you can imagine possibly picking up a foot or two or more snow with 40 to 60 mile per hour winds and gusts higher than that. What kind of storm that could be for some of those folks out there. If we put the forecast into motion as we get into Friday morning, you can see the low now coming into northwest Alabama. Again, tracking off to the northeast, it's getting a little bit stronger, but it really deepens from there as it gets out to the Atlantic. And if we look at the next map, you can see some already some advisories and statements being issued. This one out of Washington, D.C. There's a high threat for a significant winter storm Friday into Saturday. Potential exists to include significant travel disruptions due to road and airport closures, as well as threat to life and property. Please plan ahead on the impact this will have to you and your family. And they're talking about winter storm watches being issued by noon. In fact, you're going to see a whole slew of winter storm watches issued all the way up into New York City here over the next 6 or 8 hours, I think. And as far as all the models, this particular model is the Canadian model. All three of these models are almost dead on in the same areas where they're predicting the heaviest of snows. And again, places like Washington, D.C., Baltimore up into New York City really stand a chance to pick up 2 feet or more of snow. You can see this particular model showing between 25 to as much as 35 inches of snow in some areas around the D.C. area. And again, the European and the GFS are very similar. In fact, some of the European models, as you get back into the cold air, if you look at 15 to 1 snowfall ratios, they're trying to put out 40 to 50 inches of snow in some isolated areas. So nonetheless, you start talking about accumulations getting up close to 20 or 2 feet of, or 20 inches of snow or 2 feet of snow with that kind of wind. It's going to be an amazing storm to follow if it all verifies. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.